flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's see, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. When we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the traffic avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the traffic avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue, oh yeah.
City 97.3. Accra.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou, and tonight I am here with
Akosia Oche.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes. That's the sound of a clash between youth of Sefi Akontombra and some illegal miners. We're told that that issue is turning ugly. We'll be touching base with the community to understand exactly what the state of affairs is. Also, coming up, we'll take you to the Ejusu constituency where the intention of former former GFA boss, Kwesi Nyantechi, to contest in the upcoming primaries is raising eyebrows. Anti-corruption crusaders are questioning why he should be allowed to run. One of them is Vitus Azim. We'll be hearing from him. And later on Eyewitness News, environmental health officers who have been trained by the state and not posted since 2021 have decided enough is enough, and they say on April 17, 2024, they are going to hit the streets to demonstrate and demand financial clearance so that they can be employed. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
Bank of Ghana urges public to volunteer information on suspected cases of money laundering.
That's in 50 minutes from the City Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations, including in the Northeast region on Eagle 94.1 FM in Wale Wale. We are also in the Upper West region on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. In the Upper East region, we are on Word 88.3 FM in Zuarungu. In the northern region, we are on Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. In the Volta region, we are on Akpini Radio 96.7 in Pando and Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohwe. In the Ashanti region, we are on Orange 107.9 in Kumasi. In the Afro region, we are on Hames 106.5 FM in Goso. Bono region, we are on Greener 95.9 in Sunyani. In the Western region, we are on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky Power 93.5 FM, all of them based in Takrady. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we are interactive. Join us on WhatsApp 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Let's start off with Ejisu now. Because of the death of the Member of Parliament, John Kuma, the seat is becoming vacant. Parliament has yet to declare the seat vacant formally, but the governing New Patriotic Party has already started preparations to replace the late MP and get a candidate ahead of the by-elections that will be coming up in that constituency. As of this afternoon, we are hearing that as many as 9 people have picked up forms. We are told that 12 are interested in this particular position, all of them NPP members. Now, one of them, the aspirants who picked up forms yesterday, is former GFA President Kwesi Nyantechi. You recall the issues that led to his exit as GFA President. The documentary that was done by Anas Arimio Anas, an investigative piece into Ghana football and the resultant issues. Yesterday, he spoke on Onia TV and said that he was paying blackmail money to Anas Arimio Anas to prevent him from airing the video, but the video aired regardless. Now, this has raised eyebrows. Anas Arimio Anas has responded yesterday, but there's another angle to this story that we want to explore tonight. Vitus Azim was once with the GII and also an anti-corruption crusader. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Why should it be a big issue that a citizen wants to run for office in any part of this country, considering that they may not have been convicted of any crime that bars them from doing that?
Parliament is referred to as the August House, and the members are referred to as honorable. So when a candidate whose name has been mentioned in some investigations of corruption allegations, one expects that he or she should consider not to put up himself or herself for elections to Parliament. No matter whether he has been prosecuted and found guilty or not, it's a dent on him, and it cannot easily just be wiped away. They may not be legal, we may not legally, it may not be possible to legally bar him from contesting, but as somebody interested in Parliament or interested in politics, himself should even consider not putting himself up for elections.
So you are making the moral argument, not a legal one?
Yes, I actually do not think, I'm not a lawyer, but I do not think we can legally bar him from contesting. But you see, it's not even the fact that he has come out to admit that he paid money, but the mere fact that at the very beginning, he was a key player in the Anas investigations. And even though he has not been investigated and prosecuted, he himself has not been able to exonerate himself. And he has now even implicated himself by admitting that he paid money, blackmail money to Anas to stop him from airing the expose. Why? Because it probably contained information that would further implicate him. So if he has a conscience, himself should not even stand.
What should the political party... Okay, go ahead.
Besides, his rivals are going to use it against him. And if he goes to Parliament and his government is in power, and he's nominated for a ministerial position, again, this issue is going to dominate the select committee's status. hearing of his suitability for that position. Even today, I suspect that if somebody goes to Parliament, go to Commission on Human Rights and reports, complains that of what he has done, CHAG may go ahead and investigate it and probably sanction him if they find out that he was culpable in the acts.
Having people in the past been accused of bigger crimes and yet they went through and took up public office?
Yes, people have probably, I don't remember offhand, but people have probably done that in the past. But you see, the democracy is now about 30 years old. Should we continue to do the wrong things that we did in the past? Should people not have integrity and continue to rely on the fact that, well, you belong to a party in power and so nobody can say anything against you? The party will, once the party endorses you, you will go ahead. But these are things that we are doing for the future and for our children and our children's children. We need to think of these things when we decide to put ourselves up for public positions.
What do you think his political party or the political party he's seeking to represent, what should the party do?
Oh, the party could disqualify him, but I don't think the party would do that. You know, he was not the only person mentioned in that announced expose. Even the president and the vice president were mentioned, but they are still having power. They're in authority, position of authority. So the party is not likely to do anything to prevent him from contesting. They will allow him to go through the primaries, and if he wins the primaries, the party will support him in the actual elections.
So you're actually appealing to his conscience and asking that he steps down, not necessarily for him to be prevented from running.
Yes, that he cannot be barred, I think, from running, but the fact that, he himself should step down on conscience, but also the fact that his opponents or rivals will use it against him, and he will continue to be quoted and referred to in the future if he goes into public office now.
Very well. Thank you so much. We'll speak to the party and find out what they are thinking about this particular position. But thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too. That's Vitus Azim. He used to head the GII, Ghana Integrity Initiative, the local chapter of Transparency International, and now he's also engaging in anti-corruption matters. Let's hear from the New Patriotic Party. Its Ashanti Regional Secretary is a lawyer. His name is Adum Apia. He's joined us on the line. Mr. Apia, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, brother.
So the issue is that Kwesi Nyantakyi, of course, a prominent person contesting the Ejisu by-election, hopefully, that's what he's hoping to do, but currently he needs to take up the flag of your party in the constituency. This issue of the corruption tag that is on him, which was a national, if not international embarrassment the time it came out, would that not affect your party negatively in the upcoming election? And is this something you have even considered at all?
Good evening to your cherished listeners. First of all, let me make this point clear. He's shown his intention to contest for the candidatureship of Ejisu constituency. It is up to the vetting committee to peruse his document files and then come out with their verdict. But on the other leg, the issue of embarrassment and the likes of those, I don't think that for now there's a case against Mr. Nyantakyi. A person is not guilty by the structure of our constitution. A person is not guilty on accusation or on allegation of offenses until and unless that person has subscribed to the guilt or proven guilty by the court. And the measure It's beyond reasonable doubt. So for now, Mr. Nyantechi has not proven guilty by any competent court of jurisdiction. So I'm speaking on my part as my personal view. I don't think Mr. Nyantechi has been proven guilty by any court in Ghana. And until that is done, or he himself admits his guilt before a court of competent jurisdiction, I will not say that Mr. Nyantechi is guilty, and for that matter, he doesn't qualify to pick a form to contest for a Joseph constituency.
So the person I just spoke to before you came on has made the point that, well, legally he is not bad, but morally there may be issues, and it may even be an internal challenge for him in the MPP, and then an external one when it comes to the by-election. And even if he becomes MP and is nominated for any position, that issue will continue to remain an albatross around his neck.
That is an issue of morality. My brother, if I'm in a compound house with you, with you, and you are out, and I cook a food, and your children are there, and don't give them the food to eat, I've not committed any crime. But if I should go on a moral leg and give them food, and at the end of the day there's food, I'll be held responsible. There's a clear difference between morality and legality. Let's concern ourselves with legal issues. Insofar as Mr. Nyantechi has not been proven guilty by court of competent jurisdiction, there's no bar, there's no effect on his intention to pick a form or be cleared by the party. Those issues of morality are on different. There's no bar, if I should say, there's no bar. The rest is for the court to decide whether he's guilty or not guilty. In Ghana, we quickly run to pass judgment on others based on moral issues. But we always want to leave legal issues which are compelling out. Instead of concentrating on the legal issues, we always want to pass judgment on people based on moral issues. The two are separate things. Let's build a society based on legality. Moral issues are secondary to legal issues, if I should say.
Okay. What is the criteria for you as a party in choosing a parliamentary candidate and, for that matter, an MP?
We base our criteria on what the electoral commission says for us. If a person is of sound mind, if a person is not barred by a court of competent jurisdiction, for instance, having engaged himself in electoral fraud or having been committed of electoral offense, which debar the person from we do not have anything aside these set by the laws of Ghana, the representation of the People's Act and the Constitution. We follow them strictly. So insofar as he qualifies to pick a form, he may be passed by the vetting committee who sits in judgment over the nomination forms submitted by any other person, including Mr. Kwesi Nyantechi.
Now, the question is, if the GFA, and for that matter, the people who run football in Ghana, thought that he was not fit to run football, for which reason he left. At the time, the headlines were screaming, disgraced GFA president, and it was one of the reasons that he ended up not being the GFA president. If those people thought he was not fit to hold the office, is that a thought that the NPP as a party would also want to start thinking about, that if he was not fit for one public job, then he should not be fit for another?
The bar to cross is not set out by any other individual other than the Electoral Commission or the Constitution of Ghana and the Representation of the People's Act and its CIs and other things. But being declared unfit for a particular position is not a bar for contesting for elections in any other area that the person may choose. In any case, Jesus Christ was crucified, sentenced and crucified. At that time, they thought that he had what do you call it? He had conflicted himself with the existing law. But today, you and I know that his crucifixion was wrong. He did not commit any offense, and he was crucified. In much the same way, Kwesi Nyantakyi might have been crucified by an area or an aspect of our political institutions or social institutions. That does not mean that he is barred from any other thing to contest for any other position in Ghana. We cannot stretch that argument to level. If you stretch it to that level, we are being unfair to the man.
Let's look at the legal side now. A lawyer has just sent me some information that he says I should put to you and ask you to respond. He says that the FIFA Adjudicatory Chamber of Ethics Committee has found Kwesi Nyantakyi guilty of bribery and conflict of interest, and that FIFA Adjudicatory Chamber is a quasi-judicial body in the spirit of Article 94(2)(d) of the 1992 Constitution. And that particular article says a person cannot be a member of parliament if he or she has been found by a commission or committee of inquiry to be incompetent for public office or has unlawfully acquired assets, defrauded the state, misused office, or acted against the state's interest, and if these findings having been overturned on appeal or judicial review. Now, this lawyer's point is that based on the thinking or contemplation in Article 94(2)(d), the Constitution bars people who have been found guilty by a commission or committee of inquiry, and that to the extent that the FIFA Adjudicatory Chamber is equated to be a commission of inquiry or a committee of inquiry, Kwesi Nyantakyi is barred legally from running for office. What's your comment on that?
I think a direct opposite view. FIFA Adjudicatory Body is different from what our Constitution prescribed for us. It has never, this is an international body. It wasn't part of the contemplation of the drafters of our Constitution. And so to stretch the argument to bring in FIFA Adjudicatory Body, which was not in contemplation of our drafters of our Constitution, I think we are stretching the argument too far. In any case, I am not the person who will pass Kwesi Nyantakyi. There will be a committee, a vetting committee. They will determine the pros and cons. At the end of the day, if Mr. Kwesi Nyantakyi is qualified to stand, we have to test everything in a court of competent jurisdiction. There was a point in time that people were persecuted in this country. They were found guilty by quasi-adjudicatory bodies like CDR, PWDs, and whatever. At the end of the day, it is up to the court to determine whether the test, the criteria that they use to find a person guilty met the litmus test set by our Constitution. And under our laws, it is beyond reasonable doubt before you can say that this person has committed a crime. If the test is not beyond reasonable doubt, he might have been found guilty elsewhere, but it may have not reached the test required under our laws. So let's leave it for the court to determine.
Have you also considered the baggage that it will come with selling a Kwesi Nyantakyi if he became your parliamentary candidate, considering all the things that he has gone through? And this is not passing judgment on him in any way, but the baggage that is Kwesi Nyantakyi, can you really deal with it as a party?
That was what I was going to do. You've already passed your judgment. And by saying that the sins, the baggage...
No, I haven't passed a judgment, but her baggage is an obvious national issue we all know about. Would you be able to sell him with that baggage?
Why you are making it as if Mr. Nyantechi has passed from the vetting committee. So this question now, until he's passed from the vetting committee, this question is premature. And I'm sorry that the way you frame the question, although you are denying it, clearly shows that already you have passed your judgment. He's not qualified to stand. He has a baggage to carry. Those things can be done, can be found out when the end of the day is tested in a court of competent jurisdiction. So that is that. I still have an opinion, independent though, of being that of my party, independent though, that for me, even the person who sets the stage for us to follow, and we are all happy to condemn, because it's based on the person's investigation. Personal investigation that was conducted by the person who resulted in condemning the Nyantechi. I have a problem that where did the person get that money from? A person who was giving out money, people to commit themselves, $100,000, $200,000, $50,000. Again, yes, has refused to question that one. Where did the person get that money from? Was he paying tax on those monies? Now we are just following one-sided story. Mr. Nyantechi has done that. Mr. Nyantechi has done that. Yes, it might have been that he was entrapped. But the person who entrapped Mr. Nyantechi, where was his source of income? We are not questioning that. That too, for me, is also embarrassing for Ghana.
Okay, now another issue is the interview he granted yesterday, Kwesi Nyantechi, where he talked about paying money after he was blackmailed. Anas has since denied that, but the story is that he gave Anas $100,000 to kill his documentary. The story on our website, I gave Anas $100,000 to kill my documentary, Kwesi Nyantechi. That concession, it's very, very critical in everything that we are discussing. If he was not in that tip, he would not have paid for the tip to be concealed. The mere payment of that money is concession of the crime, don't you think?
You would agree with me that your two statements cannot marry. At one breath, you are saying Mr. Nyantechi paid money to Anas. At another breath, you are saying that Anas is denying. So this is a word against oath, word against word. And so I'm turning the model. You are saying that Anas is denying that Mr. Nyantechi paid money to him. And you are also saying that Mr. Nyantechi says he paid money to Anas. So I'm unable to answer this question because there's no a definitive agreement between the two of them.
Yes, but he made a public confession that he paid money because he was being blackmailed. He said this yesterday on national television. Mm-hmm. If we should take his words for it, then it means that's what he did. And I'm asking you, is that not a concession that he committed a crime that he was trying to cover up?
No, if you want to pass judgment, you don't pass judgment based on one-sided evidence. You pass judgment based on evidence adduced from both angles. If until that is done, it is difficult for me to answer this question. It's either Mr. Anas would admit that he paid money to me, or he's saying to the public, according to you, that he also is denying. So which is which?
Very well. Aside this, though, how are the processes coming? Thursday, you're going to close the window for the filing. How is it coming so far?
After the close of the window for picking of nomination and the filing of nomination, the vetting committee will sit and go through the various documents presented to them, and then each of them, the contestants, will attend before the vetting committee. At the end of the day, the number that will come out will be those who are eligible to contest for our primaries, and then we'll go and select a candidate to meet whoever will contest the seat.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
That's Adom Apia. He's a lawyer and also the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Talking about the Ejisu constituency, so far NPP's nominations, we're hearing 9 persons have picked up nomination forms. The closing date would be tomorrow. We'll wait to see. We are told that as many as 12 persons have expressed interest in leading the party in that constituency. We are yet to hear from the NDC, but one party that has spoken on this matter is the Cockrell Party, Kwame Nkrumah's CPP. Akosia, tell us that story.
Well, the Convention People's Party, CPP, says it will present a candidate to contest in the upcoming Ejisu by-election. All this comes after the seat became vacant following the death of the sitting MP and Deputy Finance Minister John Kumah. Or speaking to Citi News, Director of Communications for CPP, Sylvester Sapon Soprano, called on constituents of Ejisu to vote for the CPP candidate.
Convention People's Party will present a candidate for the Ejisu by-election. We are planning to present a candidate for the 2024 general election for the seat of Ejisu in Parliament. You understand? But the by-election has brought it closer. So it just means that the urgency is higher. And we feel up to the task, and the Convention People's Party will be presenting a credible and viable candidate. We believe we can present somebody that can get into Parliament, a strong candidate that could get into Parliament to help maintain the best interest of the citizens of Ghana. And the reason why the people of Ejisu and the people of, Ashanti at large should seriously consider choosing parliamentary candidates from the Convention People's Party this 2024 cycle is because the record of the New Patriotic Party, the record of the National Democratic Congress, compared to the record of the Convention People's Party is proof adequate that it is only the Convention People's Party that has the true interest of the Ghanaian people at heart. And so we will contest Ejisu, and as Jesus lives, we will win Ejisu. This is what the CPP is saying. We will present a candidate and we will have a parliamentary candidate. Because the people of Ghana are tired of President Akufo-Addo and his twin brother, President Mahama. And we don't want to hear about Dr. Bawumia.
That was Director of Communications for the Convention People's Party, CPP, Sylvester Soprano.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
KB, aka Kubeboga, now drives a Bugatti. He can even travel by road from Accra to London. Oh, wow. KB's source of wealth is agriculture. Yes, coconut business. After losing his bank job, he started supplying coconuts at events. Now, he owns large coconut plantations and employs many young people. Charlie, we all need to trust the process, because hope day.
There has never been a better time to enter into agribusiness. Take a bold step today with the Ghana Grows program, because every step pays. Ejuma Wokrom, Ghana Grows, Hope Day, an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation and Limehouse.
You Papa see that? And it's Rikiti car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Cause and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer. Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Let's do some more election-related stories. Well, the West African Network for Peace Building, WANEP, has urged the Greek Minister Brian Champong to withdraw his comments on the handing over of power after the next general election. Or the Abetefi MP on March 31 stated that the New Patriotic Party will not hand over power to the opposition National Democratic Congress in the 2024 general elections. While speaking to City News, the WANEP National Coordinator for Ghana, Albert Yelyang, said the comments could lead to negative consequences.
We have had in the past where people called the elections, even when the elections or the Electoral Commission had not made any announcement as far as the outcomes of the elections were concerned. Even before the elections, in the past, we've had, as I said, some key people making statements that suggested that they were not ready to give up power should they not win the elections. And we think that I think that's very unfortunate. It is about the Constitution. It is about being there, giving the mandate for 4 years, and after that mandate, expires, and that the people no longer give you the mandate, you need to give it up. So I think that that statement it does not warrant under the circumstances in terms of our civilization, our democratic development. And so probably the person who made such a statement would probably need to retract his words. Otherwise, it may excite other people who do not understand, the implications of that statement to probably take some action. What then could also happen is that if somebody, based on that statement that he has made, takes some actions that are not within the remits of the law, then he could be blamed, even though he might not be the one who would have acted directly.
Albert Yelyang is National Network Coordinator for Ghana for the West African Network for Peace Building, WANEP. Away from that, the Executive Director of the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, ASEPA, Mensa Thompson, says the executive arm of government needs to state its official position on the anti-LGBTQ+ bill. All the executive and legislative arms of government have experienced the standoff over the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, causing concern over a seeming deterioration in the relationship between the two arms. Now, speaking to City News, Mensa Thompson stated that the apparent disagreement between the two could be resolved if the executive makes its position on the bill known.
It's partly necessitated by the fact that you have a Speaker of Parliament who belongs to the opposition, and also the fact that you have almost, a hung parliament, and so it makes some of these things, this technical maneuvering by government, a bit difficult. But we believe that the two arms must find a common ground. They must sit down and iron their differences out. And I think that if the executive is a bit more open with its position on the law the legislature makes, then we can identify the problem and then we can resolve the differences. As we speak, we do not know the official position of the executive. Parliament has made its position by passing a bill. The executive, we do not know what the position of the executive is in respect of the bill, whether they support the bill, whether they are against the bill, and they attempt to hide behind technical judicial processes not to make its position public. It's also part of what is creating the standoff. And so for us to make headways, the executive must make its position on the bill clear.
That was voice of Executive Director for the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, ASEPA, Mensa Thompson.
This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Let's talk about sanitation sector now. And we are told that environmental health officers are planning a massive demonstration on April 17 over non-posting by the government. Before then, let me just make this quick announcement that is coming through, a public interest information. A Toyota RAV4 with registration number GR18023 with the color wine. This vehicle was stolen this afternoon at Lakeside Estate Community 1 at about 3:30 p.m. If you happen to see this vehicle, kindly contact the following numbers: 055 536 8374, 055 5368 374, or 0240 674767, or just alert the police if you see this vehicle. So it's a Toyota RAV4 with registration number GR18023. The color is wine. It was stolen this afternoon at Lakeside Community 1, Lakeside Estate Community 1 around 3:30 p.m. Let's talk about sanitation and the environmental health officers who are planning to go on a demonstration. Their General Secretary is Fred Awine. He's joined us on the line. Fred, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you. Good evening and good evening to your service listeners.
First of all, who are these Unposted Environmental Health Officers Association? That's the name of your group.
Yes, Unposted Environmental Health Officers and Assistants Association are a group of individuals from different schools. That is the 3 schools of hygiene in Ghana. We have O, Tamale, and Accra O. It's only 3, and we have graduated since 2021, 2022. We have a batch, we have 2023 batch, and we are still in the house.
So in total, how many people are we talking about?
We are numbering about 1,500.
Talk to me about your education. Are you government sponsored or you go to school and pay your own fees? Talk to me about your education.
We pay school fees, but we are under government. The 3 schools of hygiene used to be under Ministry of Health. And we have colleges of health. When you are buying the forms, it's colleges of health, and you are entitled to postings. You are entitled to postings like the nurses, the health promotion officers, and other ones. But until recently, that during Madam Cecilia Adapa, who is our former minister, got the school under Ministry of Water and Sanitation. That's why they used to train us from Ministry of Health, then they will post us to local government. So now, Ministry of Water and Sanitation will train us, and they will post us to local government. So it's a government school institution of which we are entitled to posting. They post us. It's a college, a health college that we go in for. And we have 2 years and 3 years programs. That's environmental health officers and environmental health assistants.
Now, if your services were indeed very, very necessary, you would have been posted already, wouldn't you? Or this is a nonsense argument I'm making?
No, it's not a nonsense, but you see, we normally don't even sit in the house for all this far. Because in the sanitation aspect, we are, I can say we are in a mess in terms of sanitation. If you look around, you see our environment and any other thing. It doesn't look decent, and they need our services. Our seniors who are on the field need our services. They are posted up to 2021. So since those days, this school was established in those days, not today. So they have been posted. There's no year back that is in the house. It's only from 2021 coming that we are in the house. So even if we should go in that angle, nurses are even in the house since 2020. So it doesn't come into this equation.
When was the last time you were given any assurance, if you were given any assurance at all, and why have you decided on April 17 for your demonstration?
We have been visiting the ministries, writing letters upon letters, but the response isn't enough. Until 2023, they decided to post us or enroll us into YEA. Then we came out with a press conference there that they wrote to us that there's a ban on employment, and that is the reason why we are still delaying. But we are not still accepting that one because we are health professionals and we are being licensed by Allah Health Professional Council. We are not only going to do sanitation work alone. We are all health professionals. Just that we didn't do the clinical. So we also have they also put some of our people sometimes to Port Health and other places. So we are being licensed to work as officers. So when you put us under 1 year, of which some of our brothers who completed from senior high are working there and they are earning just a token, we don't even simply get it. So we decided to come out with a press conference that if that is the case, they should just tell us that we are not posting you now. Then we'll go and use our senior high certificate for this 1 year thing. But I will not go and pay school fees. We pay school fees like the nurses. Our fees are the same. So we complete and come and you are telling us to go and work at 1 year. I'm not deleting that job, but at least we have also at least suffered enough. And we are so burdened to our parents.
Very well. We'll look forward to what happens in between now and April 17. If anything comes up, please let us know. Either way, we'll come and cover your protest. Thank you for speaking to us.
Okay, you're welcome.
That's Fred Awine. He's General Secretary of a group known as the Unposted Environmental Health Officers Association. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka, in Accra. Around the globe, we're on Citi Newsroom. Now, let me take you to something that is brewing from Sefwi Akontombra in the Western North region. There's this video that we have seen, which video is telling us about some clashes. Listen to this. So I'm watching a video now which has been uploaded to YouTube, which is apparently a video coming from Sefwi Akontombra, and I see a number of agitated and angry youth clashing over water that looks like groundnut soup, which water appears to be the site of an illegal mining site. I'm seeing a chamfan in the background. I see young men holding shovels and other digging tools and looking and arguing threateningly at each other. What exactly is happening there? Ernest Edu Jemfi is assembly member for Sefwi Akontombra. He's joining us on the line. Ernest, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much.
I'm looking at this video and seeing these angry young men. I've seen at least one person holding a gun, pointing it in the air and shooting. And this is happening in Sefwi Akontombra. 6 gunshots, we are told, and 3 persons have been injured. What is happening?
Okay, thank you very much once again, and good evening to your cherished listeners out there. This incident happened on the 24th day of March 2024, that was Sunday, in Sefwi Akontombra, when the youth of Sefwi Akontombra decided that the only river body that they are surviving on, that happens to be River Fanoma. Some illegal miners have been able to destroy the water body of Sefwi Akontombra Fanoma River. Proud to that, made some announcements on local information centers before they went to the chief palace and informed the chief, who happens to be the custodian of this land, and down to the commander of Sefwi Akontombra and the DNI concerning the illegal activities that is going on there. But according to the information that this youth brought to me was that they didn't have any intention of that, or they don't know anything about it. So they decided to embark on that demonstration. So that landed them to the place known as Sampa, where they met some people who happens to be some illegal miners, and they struggled with them and retrieved some of their items that happens to be some fine pumping machines and those things, and brought them to Sefwi Akontombra and burned them at the Deba ground in Sefwi Akontombra. So it has started on the 24th. It followed on Monday. So it took the district chief executive of Syria Contemporary, Honorable Amoyo, to convene a dissect meeting. That after the meeting, they resolved that they have to bring some policemen from Jaboso and Serioso to come and assist them to the various sites. So they went on that day and they were able to go to some places like Isase and down to Ankara. And they also met some of the illegal miners over there and took some of their items and brought them to the district assembly. So we are waiting for a date which has been slated for hopefully next week for a dissect meeting to be also convened. Then we know the next line of action.
Interesting. But what is the general fight against illegal mining in your area like? Is it a success or the victory is some way?
It's like the youth are fighting against illegal miners because they told me that they are not fighting any illegal miners, but they are fighting the river bodies that they are destroying. Because according to some of the guys told me that these illegal miners have resided within the vicinity of Syria Contemporary for the past, let's say, 1 year or 2 years ago. But none of them have decided to even banter with them or to have any allegation or have any fight with them until they found out that the river body of Saifa, the river body of Fanoma, is being deteriorated or is being spoiled. That triggered the whole incident.
Yeah, but I was asking that how is a fight against Galamsey happening generally in your area? Not necessarily related to this issue, but generally, how is the fight against Galamsey going in your area? That's what I meant.
Okay. The DC and that of the BNI, they've been trying. All the time you'll be seeing some policemen coming from the region fighting these Galamseyers. But I don't even know how to go about it. When you fight them, they also fight you. Just recent times that we just drove them away from the town, they've come again. So it's very difficult for you to fight with these people. Because when you fight them today, they will come tomorrow. But we've sent a signal to them that want them to destroy our river body. That's the River Fanoma. That's the heart of Syria Contemporary. So if only they are interested in mining at any other place apart from river bodies, we don't have any problem with them. Because when you get in touch with them, they will be mentioning some names of which we don't even want it to get to the public domain. And we don't want to be grudge with any other person. But the most important thing is that we don't want them to destroy our river. That happens to be River Fanoma. That's the only thing that.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
You are welcome, sir.
That's Enesedu Jemfi. He's the Assembly Member for Syria Contemporary in the Western North region. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Still ahead, we have business news. And on Point Blank tonight, my guest is Salam Mustafa. He's the youth president of the governing New Patriotic Party, the youth leader. We'll be having a conversation with him. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
There are some classy celebrations that call for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle up to 50% more than the industry standard and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
It's time for City Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Akose Alcho. Let's settle for details of our stories now. The Bank of Ghana is urging the public to volunteer information on suspected cases of money laundering and unexplained wealth. This is to combat financial crimes and uphold the integrity of the country's financial system. The central bank stresses collaborative efforts in identifying and addressing illicit financial activities that pose a threat to the stability and reputation of the banking sector. Here's a news desk report.
The Bank of Ghana gave this advice in a circular on money laundering as part of its financial literacy initiatives. It said not only does money laundering undermine the integrity of financial institutions, but also has far-reaching consequences for the economy, businesses and society as a whole. In order to control money laundering and terrorist financing, one may be required to disclose and prove the source of funds used to undertake transactions at all Bank of Ghana licensed and regulated institutions. In 2016, a mutual evaluation carried out identified significant deficiencies in Ghana's anti-money laundering, financial terrorism and proliferation financing regime, leading to a grey listing by the Financial Action Task Force. It was until 2020 when Ghana was delisted following extensive reforms to strengthen the regime. To consolidate the gains, the central bank reminded the public that sudden unexplained wealth could be as a result of money laundering, which could lead to prosecution. It also advised the public to always be in a position to explain their sources of wealth. A reminder that assets and properties with proceeds from money laundering activities can be confiscated and individuals involved prosecuted.
Neti Ajaho from the City Business Desk brought us that report. Well, the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, is proposing a cash reserve ratio CRR of 5% for commercial banks. Well, this comes as the Bank of Ghana adjusted the cash reserve ratio requirement to between 15% to 25% as part of efforts to help address the excess liquidity the banks are holding. At a press briefing on reflections of the recent MPC meeting and also the State of the Nation address, the Director of Research at IEA, Dr. John Kwache, described the adjusted CRR rate as excessively high.
The Bank of Ghana has contributed to the excess liquidity in the economy, through the monetary financing of the budget. And then you turn around to mop the excess liquidity through very high interest rates, very high reserve requirements, and so on. That is the point I'm making. And they have further, to 15 to 25 is target.
Meanwhile, the Institute says the government's over-reliance on external loans to control the fast depreciation of the city is a lazy man's approach.
Relying on funds from the IMF, World Bank, Eurobonds, Cocoa Syndicated Loan, etc., to bolster the city, as we've been doing, is not only a lazy man's approach, to say the least, but also clearly unsustainable, as the pressure will be back on when the loans fall due for repayment.
Director of Research at the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, Dr. John Kwache. Now, in a bid to move and also to safeguard consumer interest, the Ghana Standards Authority, in collaboration with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, Forestry Research Institute of Ghana, FORIG, are set to certify and also test both locally manufactured and imported furniture, including plastic chairs. All this initiative aims to ensure that high-quality furniture are readily available in the market. Recent testing conducted by state agencies revealed that none of the 20 plastic chairs purchased from various companies across the country met the standard criteria. Speaking at its stakeholder engagement event in Accra, Professor Daniel Ofori, director of the Research Institute of Ghana, emphasized the need for such initiatives to ensure that consumers have access to quality furniture.
This wood and furniture testing facility that we have is to ensure that products that go out from the manufacturers to the market to be exported are all standardized. And then once it passes through the test, it means that it has passed the standard that should go to the market and it can go everywhere in the world. These tests, when done, then the GSC, that the Ghana Standards Authority, could then give the certificate. It's like now we are looking at electronic products that come into the country. It has to get that yellow label, and that shows that it passed standards.
That was the director of the Forestry Research Institute of Ghana at CSIR, Professor Daniel Ofori. Meanwhile, some consumers have been sharing their thoughts on their preferred furniture.
I'll pick the local manufacturer, because the wood that we have here is better. We have Odum, Sapele and the other towns. The foreign manufacturers, although their own is good, but we have the good materials here that we can use to manufacture the furniture. So I think I like the Ghanaian manufacturer.
The ones imported I would prefer, because now this modern Ghana, you see, at the olden days we had very strong woods, but now Ghana woods are not strong. So
those were some consumers of furniture sharing or highlighting their preference. Now, away from that, the LPG Marketers Association of Ghana is urging the National Petroleum Authority to reconsider its decision to impose new levies on LPG. Or the NPA this week has commenced the implementation of new levies affecting the price build-up for liquefied petroleum gas. Now, according to a circular issued to industry stakeholders, the NPA mandates the inclusion of bottling plant and cylinder investment margins in the LPG price build-up. Additionally, bulk import, distribution and export companies are instructed to channel proceeds from these margins into a designated account established for this purpose. Commenting on the directive, President of the association, Gabriel Kumi, noted that these added levies will lead to a surge in LPG prices, potentially reducing its usage.
Now we have this levy, this new levy, which is going to slap another 1 cedi 20 pesos on the price of LPG. So beginning today, what it means is that your kilo of LPG that you used to buy at 14 Ghana cedis is going to go for about 16 cedis 20 pesos, 16 cedis 30 pesos thereabout. That represents an increase of about 15%. And we believe that is too bad. We believe that is too huge. We believe that is too high for the ordinary Ghanaian to bear. If you look at the consumption of LPG in Ghana, since 2021, LPG consumption has been on the decline.
Gabriel Kumi is president of the LPG Marketers Association of Ghana, bringing us to an end to Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. It was brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Akwesi Aochedu. Stay with us. Up next is Point Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle up to 50% more than the industry standard and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
KB, aka Kubeboga, now drives a Bugatti. He can even travel by road from Accra to London. Wow! KB's source of wealth is agriculture. Yes, coconut business. After losing his bank job, he started supplying coconuts at events. Now, he owns large coconut plantations and employs many young people. Charlie, we all need to trust the process, because hope days.
There has never been a better time to enter into agribusiness. Take a bold step today with the Ghana Grows program, because every step pays. Ejuma Wokrom, Ghana Grows, Hope Day, an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation and Limehouse.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My name is Umaru Sandamadu. Tonight on Point Blank, talking about the governing New Patriotic Party. It wants to break the 8. But before then, a lot of things have to be done before election 2024. The youth critical in our votes, in our development, in our forward march. All the parties have youth leaders. In South Africa, they call it youth president. In Ghana, the national youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party, the youth commander, is Salam Mustafa. He's my guest on Point Blank. You're welcome, boss.
Thank you very much, Umaru.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How? My title is Commander General.
Forgive me. Commander General. Salam Mustafa.
Forces.
No, it's serious. But Commander General, that sounds like a militia group. Huh?
No. Not a militia. It's not guerrilla group as well.
Are you sure?
This one, pure grassroots, young people, mobilized, energized, poised, all together.
But that sounds like soldiers. Are you post soldiers? Commander General there. Soldiers. Commander General, that's a lot.
Yes, we're full soldiers.
Armed soldiers?
No, not armed soldiers. Armed with brains.
And catapults? Or no
we'll get there.
I hope everything is well though.
Oh, by the grace of God, everything is okay.
How long have you been youth organizer for? 2 years?
Almost 2 years.
2 years.
I think.
How has it been like?
Was in July. Yeah, so July will be 2 years in office.
Okay.
So far, so good. It's been. I've been a deputy national youth organizer before.
Okay. You have this familiar terrain.
Yeah, quite a familiar terrain. But I think it's been eye-opening for me. The experience has been wonderful, and I really, really appreciate the NPP, the youth wing, the youth of the party for putting me there, because it's really giving me a lot of insight. Even though I've been deputy before, all my life in the NPP, really I have been within the youth wing of the party, and leading it is quite relishing. And
I see.
I really am learning a lot.
Is Pablo not stressing you on the other side?
Not at all. Not at all. I think it's the opposite.
Boot for boot though. Are you sure you can marshal more youth on the streets, not on the streets, to the polling stations to vote for you, as against what he would do? He has been a DCE before, and he's also the guy who is leading the youth front of the NPP. And I'm just trying to do this pound for pound analysis. You're sure that you're fine?
He was the youth leader in the last election when we whipped them.
So you are sure that you can. We are going to so it's no match.
It's no match.
Let's talk about the things you've been doing. So this weekend during the Easter, you were in the Eastern region.
Yes.
You went to celebrate Easter, and then you went to say some things. And I mean, the Minister for Agri said some things that have been condemned by some persons, such as WANEP, for instance. WANEP, West African Network for Peace Building, asking for him to withdraw.
Bombandes, WANEP, NDC, Bombandes, WANEP.
WANEP is an organization, West African Network.
Yeah, but Bombandes, WANEP. NDC is former Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Do you trust the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, owned by the Finance Minister's... Why are you looking at me? Amin Anta's ASAP. Do you call it Amin Anta's ASAP?
Amin Anta is no more there.
Bombande left that place too many years ago.
Well, I mean, it's still. Anyway, first of all, I think let me greet your wonderful listeners, and I'm sure you stream as well, so viewers as well.
Yeah.
Indeed, COO is quite a ritual for us as a party. We have been doing COO for the last decade or so. Every year we go up the mountains to be with our people. If you know the geography, which I know you do, almost, in fact, all the seats in COO are MPP, dominated seats. There's not a single one of them that is for the NDC. So it tells you that it's a natural habitat of the NPP. And every year, once so many activities go on there, we also take our members and our activities full force to the mountain. And this year being an election year, we decided to double it up. So we did quite a number of activities. We were on some of the campuses interacting with students. We did a health screening, which was quite massive. And then we capped it up with a walk. There was also a visit to the Kohumahine. We did quite a number of activities, some youth engagements and so on and so forth. So this year being an election year, we just didn't go for one single activity or so, but we decided to pack it up and go and really have some good level of interactions up the mountains. And I must say that it's been fulfilling. All the reviews, feedbacks we've gotten clearly shows that we did quite a good job. Myself, my national organizer, and other, the organizing team of the party up the mountains, quite a solid job we did. If you watch the two videos of the walks we did, you clearly, would know who rules and who is a better organizer.
I'm waiting for you to arrive at the speeches, and then we talk about not handing over to NDC.
Well, I mean, in the course of speeches, why not? I mean, I spoke as the youth leader of the party. The vice president spoke, about his vision, how he wants to, bring progress to Ghana. The Honorable Brian Champon spoke, and he gave a clarification of what he said last year.
Yeah, I remember he said that.
Misunderstood, that he gave quite, a narration to. That if you look at the indices, the economic indicators last year, when we were in real difficulty, inflation running out to about 54%, prices of goods and services all on the rise. Prices of cement had gone up to about 100 cedis or so, or even more. Iron rod, same. Everything had gone up. And there was a certain general feeling that, people would, if elections were held, people out of anger, naturally, would go and vote against the NPP. And the NDC kept touting that. I kept hearing that even at the point last year, John Mahama was already sharing cabinet ministerial positions, and people were jostling at the Mahama residence looking for ministerial positions. As of last year, then that's what he said. Today, inflation is around 23%, and by the time we will hit the elections, we are likely going to be within 15-16% of inflation rate, and further see the decline of prices of goods and services. Based on that, we are extremely confident we are going to win the next election. And Umaru, I've said this time without number, we are going to win the election. So the NDC will not understand what happened.
So what he said was that if the NDC wins, you are not going to hand over power to them.
No. He didn't say that when the NDC wins, we will not hand over power to them.
So what
he says we will not hand power, to anybody. Of course, if you don't win an election, how does somebody hand over power to you? If we win, are we going to say that the power we have won, we don't want it again, so you NDC come and take? No. They are a lazy party. Even common collation of resources, they can collate. So it is not us who will go and sit and do diligent work, win our elections, and come and give it to you. It will not happen.
So are you saying that you are not going to allow them to win? You're going to beat them? Or you are saying that even if they win, you're going to hand over? Because the president himself has said before that he wants to hand over to an MPP person.
Exactly.
Is that to mean that even if NDC wins, you're going to insist that you're going to hand over to yourselves?
That is not the
because that's the interpretation that is out there.
Well, everybody is subject to their interpretation, okay? Which our interpretation is that we are going to work hard to win the election.
So, work hard.
And I have said that by hook or crook, we will win the election.
By hook or crook, what does that mean?
It means that we are going to put in hard work, and we have been doing so.
By hook or crook means you're going to use ways and means that you should not use to win elections, to win the elections. Hook and crook don't sound positive.
Your interpretation, like I said,
should I Google hook and crook?
It's still subjective. They are words. How you choose to interpret it.
No, but if I Google hook or crook, it would say that vile means are
there are also context to use of words or a lie. Exactly. So I'm saying that when I go out as national youth leader, when I put confidence in my people, I tell them that there is no defeat on our table. There is no lose on our table. So there's only one single option, which is win. So for all of us, all we need to do is to ensure that that happens exactly.
How are you going to convince your people to go out and insist that you are going to win when they are struggling? As we speak, people who finished environmental schools for the past 3 or 4 years have been home. They've not been posted. The people you absorbed under NAPCO, the NAPCO has expired. They have gone home. Persons with disabilities at toll booths, you send them home, they have no jobs.
Check with YE and see what YE is doing with them.
YE is doing that, but they've not been absorbed. In fact, we've had today, some of them say that they're not absorbed.
And I know that work has really gone on. Today
people are simply looking for ways to jackpot, including your own party people. These same party people, you think that they'll come out and be busy voting for you when things are hard?
We'll win.
How? Why would you win?
But let me tell you, all these things you have mentioned, absolutely correct. I have a lot of young people in the party who reach out to me on a daily basis, looking for opportunities. This is real. I have, young people who feel dispirited. You understand? Real, because they feel their party is in power. But we are working for them. We are working
and they are not seeing anything.
We are working to ensure that we are able to break the 8 and create more opportunities for
them.
They're
not saying in the first 8, they're not saying anything. Why would they be hopeful of the
when
next?
I go out and I ask them, do you know any person, anybody in the MPP who has gotten jobs since we came into office? Say yes. I say exactly. All the fingers are not the same. All these 10 fingers are not the same.
So you're doing selective recruitment?
No. Some people will get theirs in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening.
It's 8 years. This day is too long. 8 years is a very long day. This is like midnight time.
In terms of job creation, no government beats the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Dr. Bawumia government.
Are you sure?
Yes. You are a very credible journalist. What you salt. When you go to the Controller and Accountant General's Department, SNATE, verifiable data, you will see that we have created in excess of some 2.1 million jobs.
But that's on paper. We don't see it in practice.
They are there. But if they are not there, how are they contributing to SNAID? How is controller paying them? These are not ghosts. These are human beings.
But if you've created that much,
exactly, it's still a drop in the ocean. Looking at the kind of population we have, which is largely youthful. That is why I say all the time, it is better to have a government that keeps trying than the situation we saw where Sergeant Lee and his people had thrown up their hands in despair.
Who is Sergeant Lee?
John Dramani Mahama.
Oh, okay. Because
he told us that, look, he's not a magician to create jobs. That is not the kind of leader we are looking for. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is not a magician. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not a magician. But in terms of job creation, we have tried our maximum best to ensure that the young people of this country thrive and find jobs doing. When you go NAPCO like this, when you go to the Civil Service Secretariat and you ask, you will see that a lot of them have been absolved. In fact, as at the time NAPCO was running out, because it was a 3-year program in 2021, about 30,000 of them had gotten permanent employment. Today, I know GRA has absorbed some of them. I know the local government service has also absorbed some of them. So it is. I don't know the exact numbers, but that is left. But I can tell you that a lot of them have been absorbed.
So you have done well, but not as well as you said you would do in the job creation sector.
We were crushed by serious exogenous factors.
Please don't go to COVID.
But it's real.
Ukraine.
You like it or not, they have affected the entire world economy. Everywhere.
You didn't sack people because of COVID and Ukraine.
Exactly.
You didn't even employ them, so you couldn't have sacked them.
In this country, we paid people even in the dead heat of COVID.
Yes, but that's
we didn't stop paying people.
But I'm saying that you didn't. It's not as if you recruited.
You understand?
It's not as if you had people recruited, and when it got to COVID and Ukraine, you decided to sack them. So you never even created a job for them.
Yes, some countries they were laying off people.
Yeah, but I'm saying that you haven't even recruited them to lay them off.
Some countries run into recession.
Yes, but you haven't.
But this country we're able to hold the fort. It tells you about the level of management. Maybe we may not appreciate it, but indeed, some decent management has gone in. And I think that on any day, like our brethren, the Akan people will say, ofro eduapano.
But the one climbing this tree is making us buy petrol for 14 cedis per liter, moving it from 5 cedis. That same person who is climbing this so-called good tree is making us pay for the dollar at 11 to 12 cedis when it was at 3 cedis. How can this tree be a good tree?
It's all a result of what we have gone through, that we are all recovering.
You're blaming everything on that, but the successes you don't blame on that.
No. It's not that we are blaming everything entirely on the exogenous factors that we faced. But truth be told, look, I have World Inflation Tracker on my phone because I study world inflation trend. I'm sure you are aware that World Bank has reported world inflation has grown over 3%, right? 3% will translate here in our local economy by a number of percentage points. You understand? And Ghana is largely an import-led economy. We go and buy.
Even though you told us that we are going to be producing and not taxing.
First time
your promise to us was that taxation reduction.
This one,
and yet you are still saying to us we are importing.
I beat it and say that in terms of industrialization, we have done far better. When you go to the 1D1F Secretariat, new factories that have sprung up are well over 100. It never happened under the NDC.
Credit to Alan Chemantin.
No. It was this government's program that we implemented.
The foresight of Alan Chemantin.
No, it was this government's foresight. It was in our manifesto, and we implemented. Even today, Alan is not more in this party. But when you go to 1D1F, it is operating. You understand? So it is the vision and work of the government.
So on the economy, you think things are good for you?
I'm not saying that it is absolutely good the way
when
we all want it.
When people go to the market and buy foodstuffs, and they come back, they will look at their voter card and say, December 27, 2024. Are you not concerned?
I also think that when they go to the market and come, they will say that
you see, a lot of things are going against you. So
I understand. We are in the 8-year bubble.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
economic issues.
Yes. You also have the incumbency disadvantage.
You
have it there.
I understand all that. But
and yet you insist that you're going to hand over
John
to yourself.
Mahama is not the option.
Why
it's not?
Why
because
not? When he was there, he put up Ridge Hospital for us. He put up Terminal 3 at the airport. He put up Bank Hospital for us. He put up UGMC for us. He put up whichever the East Hospital that you use for treating COVID. One second.
Projects you
One second. I've just listed 5 things.
None of them is a John Mahama legacy project.
I've listed 5 things on the fingertip. Which one have you left behind? You said you given 111 hospitals. How many have you built?
As we speak, 25 of them are ready to come on stream.
They are not ready.
They are ready.
No, but we have not
the
seen
last
them.
time I was with Dr. Isia Sari just this weekend. 25 of them are fitting their equipment.
When will you open them?
I think that in the next month or 2.
So we can't use it to talk.
No, but I'm telling you, we have completed 25 of them. Tepa Hospital was left to rot. It was the MPP that came to finish the Tepa Hospital. Umaru, Legon, Sports Stadium. It was left to rot. It's the MPP that came to complete it.
Because you had the games to do. Which games you struggled to do?
Whatever the case, any serious government,
2017
if you met it, you would have completed that project there. They left it to rot for 8 years. We came to complete it. Go to Boteman. I'm sure you have seen that facility.
I've seen Boteman. Very beautiful.
So, what is it about Bank Hospital?
It's big.
Yes.
Bank Hospital is big. UGMC is huge.
You understand?
Your VIP COVID patients, you took them to UGMC, including the health minister.
Under this government, we have built an infectious center for Ghana.
It was not you. It was private sector. I'm part of that team. You didn't build that.
Of course, the one Senor encoded.
Yes.
But it was in partnership with government.
No, it was not.
It was.
Government made a donation.
Yes, of course.
The Ghana Armed Forces helped us.
Of course.
But it was private sector.
Where did you get land from?
Yeah. It was private sector that put it up.
The one in the Ghana East?
Yes, at the Ghana Hospital.
So don't say that we have no contribution.
But it's not government. I'm just saying that you can't take credit for that.
When you go there, there's
a list of people who put it up.
Of course,
and their photos.
Of course, Senor Hosi and Co. Senor Hosi is my friend.
Yes.
Yes, I saw your involvement in it and all that.
Yes.
But I'm saying that when you are going to, I can also equally mention to you legacy projects that Nana Danko Ekufa.
Yes, so list them for me. So free SHS legacy, that one is big.
No government has tried doing the dualization of this Achimota of Angkor Road. It has taken fortitude of this government to do that.
The one that is very dusty that we are having struggles driving.
We are putting it together.
When will you finish?
I think that sometime end of the year.
But they left for you Pokwase interchange.
They didn't leave anything. Where was the money?
But there was Pokwase interchange.
We went and sourced funding and came and did the Pokwase project. You see, they lie a lot, and that is the problem with the NDC. Do politics. Anything that comes, this one, it is ours. We went to do the motorway expansion project. They said, oh, it is theirs. Everything. And we started. Why didn't you finish it? It's because it is not theirs. These projects have been in the budget of almost every government, but they couldn't do it. We have come and we are completing them. So in terms of performance, work, look, Omaru, I travel across the length and breadth of this country per the dictates of my job. And it's just amazing when you go and you are seeing, projects springing up in every district. And you ask, one year we, MPP 4 NAA, and you get amazed that most of these things we don't trumpet. So when we go round and I hear people come and give account of the government, it gives me confidence. And that is why when I say we are going to win the election, my leg is on the stool.
Yeah, on something. You've said that John Mahama is not the best
He's not the option. He doesn't trend.
How is Dr. Baumia?
He's an overflog horse.
How is Dr. Baumia a better option? Considering that the NDC has said that all they need to do in this election year is to buy megaphones and play back his speeches of all the things he has said.
Let me also tell them, I have a lot on John Dramani Mahama. I've gone to the internet, all the things he has said. I'm a dead goat, and I'm not a magician to provide jobs. In fact, I've even downloaded some of his videos. We are going to play them.
You play them for him?
Yeah. You see, when they started mounting billboards and we gave them just one, you see how they ran away? That's how they are going to run with their hands and tails in between their legs.
They don't have tails. They are not elephants. It's you people who have tails. You
know, a group of monkeys is called a congress. Yes.
Okay. I'm yet to learn that
one. A group of baboons is called a congress.
I'm yet to learn that particular. But just before we go, he was removed, John Mahama, for a number of reasons, including Doomsaw. For the past 1 month or two, we've been sleeping in darkness. You are my neighbor, so you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure when they put my power off, because you have a plant, you may not know. But when you look from your story building, I'm sure you will see that the rest of us down there, we are all in darkness.
I don't have a plant.
Is that not going to be a big problem for you?
Yeah. I mean, this affects every Ghanaian, whether you're MPP, NDC, DWYZ, whatever it is. It affects everybody. But at least from where I sit, I know that a lot of work is going into to resolve the matter, because we understand that it has political ramifications and we cannot take it into the elections. You know, so even not just elections, it's quite discomforting. I sleep in darkness when the light goes off.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Okay.
I don't have a plant in my house.
You?
I don't. You can come to the house and check.
No, the security will not allow me to.
No. You can come in. You understand?
Okay.
But look, I don't know if you listen to John Dramani lately, you listen to, there's no energy in him. He doesn't trend. Me in this country, I trend more than John Dramani Mahama.
Really?
You understand? It tells you that indeed he's not the option. Ghanaians want a thinker. Ghanaians want a problem solver. Ghanaians want a generational thinker. And that is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Look, we want a leader who represents this generation, the digitalized generation, a generation of artificial intelligence, a leader who thinks within that generation and is able to craft solutions that address the particular challenges of young people and the barriers of
my attention has been drawn to a publication by the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, and the IEA is saying that the current energy sector stability is due to the past investments, and these past investments were done by John Mahama. So he's actually the reason that we have not collapsed completely.
No. This can be quite misleading. Look, indeed, we have installed capacity. When it comes to installed capacity, we have.
Which John Mahama left for you.
And at the point we challenged the continuous signing of IPPs. We challenged them.
And now you are regretting that challenge.
No. We still have installed capacity.
But you don't have money.
You understand? Like I said, I'm not a technical person there. And
it's simple. You don't have money to. So there's installed capacity, but you can't switch it on.
The technical, but I know that there are places that I'm sure you saw how some people went to untighten bowls from pylons and they are falling and all that.
That is not the reason that
I'm saying that you have seen those.
Yes.
There are places that the transformers too are being changed and all that.
Yes.
But of course there are genuine challenges. Yeah. And me, I don't run away from it. And I always sympathize and empathize with the Ghanaian people, because like I said, when the light goes off, it affects me too as well. And that's why together everybody who is involved understands the issue, the ramifications, and that's why we'll solve them before.
Please solve them, or if you don't solve them by December 7th,
I think that it is not even just for the purposes of election alone, but the purposes of even nationhood, nation building. We need sustainable and reliable power.
Very well.
So for us to get to where we want to get to, it is in the interest of the government to ensure that there's stable power for the people.
Youth Commander General.
When you call me youth president, when I was I heard you, my car, said yes.
You like it?
I like
it was nice.
I like it.
Hey, but you're youth president.
Yes.
Yeah. Appoint me as an executive in your
cabinet. That's right. I still remain the Commander General of the MPP.
Commander General of the
I am leading the pack to retire Sergeant Lee.
I want to mention the other name that John Mahama has also been mentioning.
He mentioned?
Yeah.
Which that is our own.
So yours is Sergeant Lee. His own cry is what?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jack Toronto.
He served his time, and
he said Jack Toronto Nini Akitwa.
And so Sergeant Lee will retire him, and the youth wing of the MPP is going to do just that.
Very well.
By the grace of God, we are going to win the elections. The Pharisee that we saw, we shall not see again.
Abdul Salam Mustafa. Oh, there's no Abdul in your name.
There's Abdul.
Abdul Salam.
Every Salam is Abdul.
Okay, Abdul Salam Mustafa, youth organizer, NPP. Thank you so much for joining us. We couldn't even talk about Ejisu, but we'll talk about that next time. Thank you so much.
We'll talk about it.
Sure. And my name is Umaru Sandamadu. Production by Kobna Wilson, Beverly London, and Sami Wiafe. Technical support from Daniel Squashi. New media support from Edwin Kwakofi. We'll return tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Thank you for listening and have a good night.